Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep doesn't come as easily as it used to? You're not alone. After 65, many people notice that their sleep changes. Maybe you fall asleep quickly, but wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and can't drift back off. Or maybe you toss and turn for hours before finally closing your eyes. It can be frustrating, and it can leave you feeling drained the next day, robbing you of the energy you need to enjoy your life. But here's the good news. What you eat can make a big difference. Food is not just about keeping your stomach full. It can be a natural tool to help your body relax, calm your mind, and prepare you for the kind of restful sleep you deserve. Think about it. Your body is like a finely tuned instrument. The fuel you put in determines how well it plays. When you eat the right foods, especially in the evening, you're giving your body gentle signals that it's time to rest. Instead of forcing sleep, you're creating the perfect environment for it. Imagine sitting in a cozy chair, the lights dim, your body at ease. The right foods can set the stage for that same kind of calmness inside you. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, foods that can help you sleep better after 65. Now, let's start with one of the simplest yet most powerful foods for sleep, the humble banana. You might already enjoy a banana with breakfast, but did you know it can also help you wind down at night? Bananas are rich in magnesium and potassium, two minerals that work like natural muscle relaxants. If you've ever felt restless legs or little cramps at night, these nutrients can help calm your muscles so you feel more at ease. They also contain tryptophan, an amino acid that your body uses to make serotonin and melatonin, the very chemicals that regulate sleep. Picture it this way. Eating a banana in the evening is like sending a message to your brain saying, "Hey, it's time to relax." Some people even slice up a banana and pair it with a spoonful of peanut butter for a light, satisfying snack before bed. It's sweet, comforting, and surprisingly effective. Another food that deserves a place on your evening plate is oatmeal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't oatmeal a breakfast food? Yes, it often is. But it can also be a wonderful nighttime choice. Oats are full of complex carbohydrates, which can help increase the availability of tryptophan in your body. That means your brain can use it to make more serotonin, helping you feel calm and ready for rest. A warm bowl of oatmeal in the evening can be soothing, almost like a hug in a bowl. And if you sprinkle a little cinnamon or add a handful of berries, it becomes both delicious and sleep-friendly. Some people even find that switching from a sugary dessert to a small serving of oatmeal helps them avoid those spikes and crashes in blood sugar that can wake you up in the middle of the night. Speaking of calming foods, let's not forget about almonds. Just a small handful of almonds before bed can do wonders. They're loaded with magnesium, which, as I mentioned earlier, plays a big role in relaxing your body. Magnesium also helps regulate your body's stress response. Think of it like turning down the volume on all the background noise in your head, the worries, the to-do lists, the little nagging thoughts. When that noise gets quieter, sleep comes more naturally. Almonds also provide protein and healthy fats, so they keep you satisfied through the night without being heavy. If plain almonds feel a little boring, you could try lightly toasting them, or even mixing them into a small bowl of yogurt for a more indulgent bedtime treat. Now, while we're on the subject of yogurt, let's talk about dairy. You've probably heard that a warm glass of milk before bed can help you sleep. There's actually some truth to that. Milk, yogurt, and cheese all contain tryptophan, the same sleep-supporting amino acid we found in bananas. But dairy also provides calcium. And here's why that matters. Calcium helps the brain use tryptophan to produce melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. So, if you enjoy a small serving of yogurt with fruit or even a cup of warm milk in the evening, you're not just comforting yourself, you're giving your brain the tools it needs to drift into sleep more smoothly. Just remember, it's best to choose plain, low-sugar options so you don't end up with a sugar rush right before bed. By now, you might be noticing a pattern. The foods that help you sleep aren't complicated or exotic. They're everyday foods, often sitting right in your kitchen, waiting to be used in a new way. And that's the beauty of it. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet or buy special supplements. Small, thoughtful choices can change the way your nights feel. It's not about filling your plate with more food, it's about picking the right foods at the right time to support your body's natural rhythm. As we continue, think of this as building a little toolbox for yourself. Each food you add is like a new tool ready to help you when sleep feels out of reach. Sometimes you might need the muscle-calming power of bananas or almonds, other times the soothing comfort of oatmeal or warm milk. And as you explore these options, you'll start to notice what works best for your body. After all, sleep is personal. What works beautifully for one person might not for another. The key is to experiment gently with patience and trust that your body will respond. Now that we've set the foundation with these comforting foods, it's time to look at a few more that bring their own unique benefits to your sleep routine. Imagine this. You're sitting down in the evening, maybe watching a bit of television or reading a book, and you're starting to feel a little hungry. Instead of reaching for cookies or chips, what if you reached for a small bowl of cherries? It might surprise you, but cherries especially tart. Cherries are one of the few natural sources of melatonin. That's the hormone your body makes to signal that it's time to sleep. As we age, our melatonin levels naturally decrease, which is one reason why falling asleep and staying asleep can become more difficult after 65. Having a handful of cherries or even a small glass of tart cherry juice in the evening can give your body that little boost, almost like nudging your internal clock back into rhythm. Some people even notice that their sleep feels deeper and more refreshing after making cherries a regular part of their evening routine. Another comforting option to keep in mind is herbal tea, especially chamomile. Chamomile has been used for centuries as a natural relaxant, and there's science behind it too. It contains antioxidants that bind to certain receptors in your brain, helping reduce anxiety and promoting sleepiness. Think of it like a gentle signal telling your mind, it's time to unwind. The ritual itself, warming the water, steeping the tea, holding a warm cup in your hands can be just as calming as the tea itself. That quiet moment becomes part of a bedtime routine that tells your body it's safe to let go. If chamomile isn't, your favorite other herbal teas like lemon balm or passion flower can have similar soothing effects. Just be sure to avoid caffeinated teas in the evening, since caffeine is one of the biggest culprits for keeping people awake without them even realizing it. Speaking of calming rituals, let's talk about honey. A teaspoon of honey in your evening tea or drizzled over warm oatmeal can do more than just sweeten the flavor. Honey gives you a small rise in blood sugar that helps your brain absorb tryptophan more easily. That means your body can produce more serotonin and melatonin, the key players in relaxation and sleep. It's a small touch, but sometimes it's those small touches that make the biggest difference. Many people find that honey not only helps them fall asleep, but also prevents those sudden nighttime wake-ups when their blood sugar dips too low. Now, let's shift to something a little different, fatty fish, like salmon or tuna. You might not think of fish as a bedtime food, but it's actually packed with nutrients that support sleep. Fatty fish are high in vitamin D and omega-3 fatty acids, both of which play important roles in regulating serotonin. Higher serotonin levels during the day help set up your body for better melatonin production at night. So if you enjoy fish for dinner a few times a week, you may already be giving your body a natural sleep advantage. Think of it as setting the stage early. Your dinner can influence how well you rest hours later. And then there are kiwis, which might be one of the most surprising sleep-friendly foods out there. Studies have shown that eating a kiwi or two about an hour before bed can actually improve both the quality and the duration of your sleep. Why? Kiwis are full of antioxidants like vitamin C and serotonin itself. They also have fiber, which helps with digestion and keeps your body comfortable through the night. Many people who've added kiwis to their nightly routine say they feel less restless and fall asleep more quickly. It's a simple fruit, but it carries a lot of power when it comes to supporting your body's natural rhythms. When you put all These foods together: bananas, oatmeal, almonds, dairy, cherries, herbal teas, honey, fatty fish, kiwis. You start to see a beautiful pattern. Nature has given us a menu of calming, nourishing options that don't just fill our stomachs, but also help us rest. The trick is weaving them into your day in a way that feels natural and enjoyable. Maybe that means having salmon for dinner, a small bowl of cherries for dessert, and a cup of chamomile tea with a spoonful of honey before bed. Or perhaps it's a kiwi after your evening walk, and a handful of almonds if you're still peckish later on. There's no single right way. It's about finding the rhythm that feels right for you. Of course, it's not just about adding these foods. It's also about knowing what to avoid. Heavy, greasy meals, lots of sugar, or too much caffeine in the afternoon can all get in the way of sleep. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your nights is to make gentle swaps, like choosing oatmeal instead of cake or herbal tea instead of coffee. Over time, those swaps add up. They send your body the message that evening is a time for slowing down, not revving up. And here's the most encouraging part. None of this requires drastic changes or strict rules. It's not about dieting or depriving yourself. It's about small, mindful choices that support your body's needs at this stage of life. Every time you pick a sleep-friendly food in the evening, you're giving yourself the gift of rest. And rest is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself, because when you sleep well, you wake up ready to live well. Now that we've explored these calming and nourishing foods, let's take a closer look at how timing, habits, and little evening rituals can work hand in hand with these foods to give you the best sleep possible. Think for a moment about how your evenings usually unfold. Maybe you finish dinner, tidy up a bit, and then sit down to relax with the television or a book. The hours slip by, and before you know it, bedtime arrives. But here's the thing. What you eat and drink in those last few hours before sleep, and how you structure those moments, can set the stage for a restful night or an unsettled one. Sleep-friendly foods are powerful on their own, but when combined with gentle habits and routines, they can transform the way your body and mind ease into rest. One of the most helpful habits you can build is to think about timing. Our bodies thrive on rhythm, and that includes when we eat. Eating a heavy meal right before bed can leave your stomach working overtime, which often means your brain won't fully relax. Instead, aim to finish your dinner a few hours before lying down, giving your body time to digest. If you do feel hungry later in the evening, that's where those lighter sleep-supporting foods come in. A small serving of yogurt with a drizzle of honey or a handful of almonds won't overwhelm your digestive system, but will give you that gentle nudge toward rest. Think of it as fueling your body for sleep rather than for activity. Another small but powerful ritual is to replace late-night caffeine with calming alternatives. Many people don't realize just how long caffeine can linger in the body. It can take up to 8 hours to fully wear off. That means even a cup of coffee in the afternoon can still be interfering with your sleep at night. So instead of reaching for tea with caffeine or a late coffee, try a cup of chamomile or warm milk. Over time, your body begins to associate these drinks with winding down, and they become signals to your mind that sleep is on the way. It's almost like flipping a switch, only softer, more natural. Let's also talk about sugar. Sweet foods can give you a quick boost of energy, which might feel comforting at first, but later, as your blood sugar dips, your body may wake you up. That's why desserts or sweet snacks too close to bedtime often leave you restless. Swapping those out for naturally sweet, nutrient-rich options like cherries, bananas, or kiwis gives you the satisfaction of sweetness without the roller coaster of sugar spikes and crashes. Over time, your body thanks you with steadier, deeper sleep. Pairing food with soothing activities can make the effect even stronger. Imagine preparing a small bowl of oatmeal, adding a sprinkle of cinnamon, and then sitting in your favorite chair with a warm blanket. The act of slowing down, savoring the flavors, and being present creates a sense of calm. You're not just eating, you're telling your body and your mind that it's safe to rest. The same goes for tea. taking a few deep breaths as the steam rises, holding the cup in your hands, allowing the warmth to spread through you. These small rituals aren't just habits, they're messages to your nervous system that the day is done. There's also something important about consistency. When you regularly give your body the same gentle signals, night after night, it learns. It learns that a handful of almonds at 8 p.m. means winding down, that a cup of chamomile tea means relaxation, that turning off bright lights means it's time for melatonin to rise. Your sleep environment and your food choices work together like partners in a dance, each step reinforcing the other. Over time, falling asleep becomes less of a struggle and more of a natural, effortless transition. And let's not forget hydration. While you don't want to drink so much before bed that you're waking up for trips to the bathroom, a small glass of water or herbal tea ensures you're not dehydrated, which can actually disrupt sleep. Dehydration sometimes shows up as restlessness, muscle cramps, or even dry mouth that wakes you. Pairing sleep-friendly foods with mindful hydration helps your body stay balanced through the night. All of these habits, choosing the right foods, avoiding the wrong ones, timing your meals wisely, and creating little evening rituals work together like puzzle pieces. Alone, each one is helpful, but when combined, they create a picture of calm and restoration. Sleep becomes less about struggling and more about allowing. It's not forcing your body, it's supporting it. And when you think about it, that's one of the great lessons of aging gracefully. Learning to work with your body instead of against it. As you begin to weave these foods and habits into your evenings, you may notice subtle changes at first. Falling asleep a little easier. Waking up less often, feeling more refreshed in the morning. Over time, those small shifts add up to a life where sleep supports everything else you want to do. Because good sleep isn't just about the night, it's about the day that follows. It's about having the energy to go for that walk, to meet a friend for lunch, to play with your grandchildren, or to finally start that project you've been dreaming about. When you treat sleep as something worth nurturing, you give yourself more than rest, you give yourself life. And food, something so simple and enjoyable, becomes one of your greatest allies. It's comforting to know that the choices you make in your kitchen tonight can help you wake up tomorrow feeling stronger, brighter, and more alive. Now, as we bring everything together, it's time to look at the bigger picture, how you can take these foods, these habits, and your newfound awareness, and turn them into a way of living that makes sleep not just possible, but deeply satisfying every single night. When you think about sleep, it's easy to imagine it as something that just happens on its own. You lie down, close your eyes, and hope your body does the rest. But after 65, sleep becomes less automatic and more of something you gently guide. The beauty is that with small, thoughtful choices, especially the foods you eat, you can take back some of that control. And when you do, sleep becomes less of a struggle and more of a gift. At this point, we've walked through so many foods that can help. Bananas, almonds, oatmeal, cherries, kiwi, salmon, warm milk, chamomile tea, even a spoonful of honey. They're not exotic or expensive. They're simple, familiar, and comforting. And that's part of their power. Because sometimes what we need most isn't a radical change, it's a gentle shift. When you make those small swaps and add those sleep-friendly foods into your evenings, your body begins to remember how to rest. It starts responding with calmer nights, fewer interruptions, and mornings that feel brighter. And here's something worth remembering. The benefits of better sleep go far beyond just feeling rested. Sleep is when your body repairs itself, when your brain organizes memories, when your heart and immune system get the break they need. After 65, that repair work is more important than ever. It means fewer aches, clearer thinking, steadier moods, and even a stronger defense against illness. Sleep is not just rest, it's healing. It's your body's built-in medicine, and these foods are like the keys that unlock it. Maybe you're thinking, I've had poor sleep for years. Can a few foods really make a difference? The answer is yes, because change doesn't have to happen all at once. It can start with one simple step. Maybe tonight it's a cup of chamomile tea instead of a late coffee. Tomorrow it might be adding a kiwi after dinner. Over time, those small steps gather momentum. Before long, you'll find yourself drifting off more easily, waking up less often, and feeling the difference in your days. Progress comes gently, but it comes. And remember, it's not just about the food. It's about the care you're giving yourself. Each time you choose a banana over a sugary snack, or almonds instead of chips, you're reminding yourself that your well-being matters, that you deserve rest, that you deserve nights of peace and mornings full of possibility. This isn't about restriction or rules. It's about kindness. It's about creating an environment inside your body that says, you can let go now. You can rest. I want you to imagine how your life feels when sleep begins to support you again. You wake up without that heavy fog. You have the energy to go for a walk, to cook, to laugh with friends, to feel like yourself again. That's the power of sleep. And it's the power these foods can help you reclaim. Because the truth is, aging doesn't mean giving up vitality. It means being smarter about how you care for yourself, listening to what your body needs, and giving it the tools to thrive. So tonight, when you're preparing for bed, think of it as more than just a routine. Think of it as a gift you're giving yourself. Maybe it's that warm cup of tea. Maybe it's a light snack of yogurt and honey. Maybe it's simply dimming the lights and savoring the quiet. Whatever it is, know that it's not just about falling asleep, it's about creating the kind of rest that lets you live fully tomorrow. If this video has sparked something in you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you tried any of these foods before bed? Did they make a difference for you? Share your experiences in the comments because your story might be the encouragement someone else needs. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more ways to stay healthy, energized, and joyful at every age. Here's to you, because you deserve deep, restorative sleep. You deserve mornings that feel light, days that feel purposeful, and nights that feel peaceful. Age doesn't take that away. In fact, it makes it more precious. And the wonderful truth is, with simple foods and gentle choices, you can nurture that gift every single day. So here's to living your best life, one restful night at a time.